Hey Internet, it's Yasu. Today we are building a biblically accurate house according to the California 2025 building codes. Now, I bet you're wondering why are we doing the California building codes? Well, I mean, look at this. If this doesn't scream California, I don't know what does. But enough yapping, let's get into this. Now, the first thing we need to do actually is get our permits submitted and approved. Now, luckily, roll the clip, I did this a few months ago because I am prepared. And it takes, City Hall 10 years to get my permit signed. Roll the clip. Now, the first step is to clear out this mess here. Because, like, we need to flatland build. That's kind of like the baseline. Luckily, my company has provided me with a hard helmet and a shovel. They're too cheap to rent me an actual equipment, so, that's fun. So, let's get to work digging out this area. Now, I bet you're like, why are you in creative mode? That isn't realistic. This is actually OSHA-provided creative mode. Because we're going to need to take a trip to the hardware store for this next section. According to the tax code, we need a nice strong foundation. And to do that, we need base layer of concrete. So let's get in my car and drive to the store. Okay, now that that's done, let's go take it out. We have to do it in batches, sadly, because, well, this is heavy. Okay. One more. God, this concrete is heavy. Once again, the company didn't provide me. Huh. They didn't provide any stuff for me, so I gotta do this all in person, by hand. Let's grab my hose for the concrete and grab my shovel and start digging out the area that we need to do. Oh no, that's not good. We're gonna have to get some more dirt from the shop to level this out. Because as that one song once says, the foolish man built his house upon the sand. And I don't want to be a foolish man. Beautiful. I love this. This is a good vibe so far. Now, let's start loading in the concrete. Beautiful. Got the concrete set. Now, before I start putting the water on this, I need to set my posts because we want these to be nice and stable. Now, when doing house framing, you gotta have poles at least 6 feet apart from each other, so that they have the perfect structural support. Beautiful. Now that we got a nice base layer of structural support, start setting this concrete. Now, concrete needs at least 48 hours before you can really start putting anything else on it. So, while this all dries... Okay, this is gonna be a garage now. I wonder if I could put these in real quick before it sets all the way. Good. I was able to get one pole in before it set. That's amazing. Good. Thank gosh. That was almost a big mess up, because the structural support there would not have been good otherwise. Anyways, let's let this set overnight. And then tomorrow, we should be able to start putting up some more framing for the house. It's good to be back. Let's take a look at these things. Oh yeah, no, these are not going anywhere. Oh, these bad boys are not gonna moving. Now, I am noticing a little bit of trails on the concrete, a little bit of footmarks, because I forgot the most important part. I forgot to set up the barrier for fencing. right? So we gotta be able to keep people off the property while this stuff happens. So, that's my bad. Luckily, nobody was injured, right? None of the big construction happened yet, so that was nice. So we can set up this real quick and get everything nice and safe. At the end of the day, safety is the #1 priority, right? Beautiful, look at this! Now we're all safe. Safe and secure, which is nice. And now that these are all nice and solid, I think it's time to start doing some framing. Now, some of you guys may have realized, right? Hey, you didn't set any rebarb in the ground. I'm like, yeah, I did. Just because I didn't show you guys doesn't mean I didn't do it. That was the most important step, because it gives stability to this concrete. I did do rebarb, don't worry, guys. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I did forget one crucial step, and that is the plumbing. So I'm gonna use my little drill here to go womp 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 womp. I augured this hole to the ground so we can set up plumbing. We're gonna set this here so that nobody falls in. And this is gonna stop the sewage vapors from coming in up so that we don't, kill everyone with methane gas. So that would be good. But this is all set up, which is nice. Let's get to framing. Beautiful. And just like that, we got the framing done for the house. Let me go take my scaffolding so it's not forgotten, because I need that. Load it back up at my truck, and get on to the next part. Now, next on the list, we gotta do the paneling for the house, right? This is all the frame, right? This is all gonna be covered up. Now we're gonna be doing the stuff on the outside. I could go for paint, right? But I think I like the idea of doing panels on the outside more. You can see now where those windows are starting to take shape. Honestly, the whole house is starting to get its nice shape now, which is really nice. Now, let's go install our doors real quick. Make sure those hinges are on good. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, check here. Beautiful. The last thing you want is a misaligned hinge. That would not be good. Check that. That's good. That's the wrong way. Shoot, okay. That's better. That's better. There's no code that says the door has to open on one side than the other. But I think it's better on this side since I'm left-handed and I go whop, whop, and just open it super easily. Now that I got the paneling on the outside, I should probably start doing the framing on the inside. I want to make sure the outside was nice and like weather resistant, right? So before I do anything else, let's frame out this inside some. Nice, we've got a good thing going on here, guys. Beautiful. We've officially framed the interior of my house. I love it. Beautiful. And just like that, we got a nice little layout done of my house. It is a little scuffed. I did not. Okay. I was being lazy, so I didn't want to do a whole thing where you tie the string on one end, tie the string on the other end, and make stuff nice and straight and level. I didn't feel like doing that because I want this house done. So if you can't tell, I cut once, I measured once and cut twice for a lot of the boards, and it's not the most even thing ever. But you know what? That's fine. They don't need to know. Although that brings me to my next point of what's next. It's the roof. The roof is arguably one of the most important parts of the house. So I made sure that it was going to be nice. Spectacular, look at it. We are doing so good so far. We got the nice roof. It goes all the way up. Got the paneling follows suit. It's beautiful. Now that the roof's done, onto some of the interior stuff. This is when stuff gets fun, right? This is when you start doing good things in the house. Although, before we do this next one, I do need to put on my gloves real quick. Next, we're gonna do the best part. We're gonna insulate and wire the house. See, every house needs to be insulated, right? That's just part of the way it goes. You can't have a house not insulated, or else it's going to be nice and warm all times. That's why I'm wearing my gloves, so that I can touch this without any issues whatsoever, because, well, you don't want to touch or eat insulation. Beautiful. Now that the whole house is insulated, right, we go on to the next step. That being, well, electricity. We need to get this going throughout the entire house. Luckily, because we're going to have a massive attic here, we can go through that, which is really nice. It's really convenient, being able to go through the attic, since we can just put connection points throughout the entire house. Let's go across this wall here, put another outlet here. Let's get some over here and pop it in the corner. Cool, now that we're done with that, we can take off our gloves. Let this rest. We need to have AC, basically. We need AC in this house because it's going to get hot in the summer. So out here, out back, on this side, we need to set up an HVAC. So let's connect this bad boy into the house. Let's get this wired up into the house and into every room. Just so we can have something, right? Because we want this house to be nice and cool at all times. I mean, I sure as heck do. Sweet. Now that we got AC going to every room in this house, just want to double check. Yeah, we're good. The next goal on our list is actually starting to do interior stuff, right? Get the drywall set up because we need this all to be contained, right? This is ugly. This is awful. So let's get some drywall going, cover this all up, and do amazing. Right, when doing your drywall, right, this is a very important step. You want to make sure you get popcorn walls, because they help dampen the sound. I don't know. There's no rule to get with it, but I've always seen those popcorn walls, so I'm gonna implement that here. And look at this, a nice cozy home with beautifully decorated, colorful walls with popcorn texturing. Boy, our house is really coming together now. Connected to the same pipe, we're gonna get heat also, just so you know. Get the house nice and chilly. Now our house is ready for any temperature. And we're pretty much done, actually. We got electrical setup, right? We got electrical setup, we got heat, cooling, air conditioning, all that stuff there, furnace. Next, we gotta caulk the edges to get some nice, like, sealing, right? We don't want any sort of stuff to get around, you know, and then after we caulk, we're gonna put a nice trim there. Just to, you know, double down on the effects to make sure my house looks nice and clean and make sure nothing can get in. Beautiful. Let's get this garage door set in. Right now we're going to keep it open, but we'll have the button on the inside that's wired to turn it down whenever we need. All that's left to do now is the windows and then interior and exterior stuff. But I think right now we should be safe enough to take this all down. Well, let's set up my double pane windows. As per California code, each window needs to be double or triple paned. Now, for this house, we're only going to need double panes to help, you know, keep everything out. But we could triple pane is the thing. Beautiful. Look at this. Now we got windows in. Everything's installed. It's beautiful. And honestly, all that's left to do really is you get everything set up. All the interior stuff planned, decorated, all that jazz. Let's get this toilet set up here. Beautiful. Let's get a shower head set in so we can, you know, take showers. Let's set up all of our doors to, you know, make sure they're nice and safe. Set up a closet here, right in front of the garage door. Next, we're going to do tiling on the floor. We're going to make it all carpet because I'm a firm believer in carpeted floors. Those people that tile all this stuff are weird, but luckily I don't believe in that, so it's fine. Except for bathrooms. Bathrooms, you're going to stay that. We're going to set up a bed right here. We're going to set up a crafting table on a oven here on the inside. And then all we have to do is a couch. And look at this, guys. We've made a house. All that's left to do is set up a couple small things just for, you know, safety's sake. We got to set up our light switches in each room. Because, you know, lights are important. And we need to set up our smoke detectors in every one of these rooms. Because, again, we can't risk a fire. Then we finally need to actually install our lamps. Luckily, us, you know, our chandelier lamps are super easy to install. They just plug right into the drywall, and beautiful. Look at my home is beautiful, guys. Why did I do this video? What was I thinking? I didn't read these at all. Why am I doing this? Look at the beautiful house, totally up to every code imaginable, and it's beautiful. No way OSHA would be mad here, guys. No way. We do need to pour a driveway down so we can drive our cars out and then set up like a porch, but I can't tell you how awful that permit office is. It took me 3 months to get City Hall to approve this. So you know how long it's going to take them to do the rest of this? I can't do that. But good news, no HOA. So let's lock up the garage door and head to bed. This is why I don't make videos after those 15-hour shoots. This was not good. But that being said, good luck. Godspeed and good night. And let's watch some TV.